The governor said that the House of Assembly, the local government chairman should hand over to local government administrators so that they will take control. But the Nwala House of Assembly ruled against it. Now, what should be the position of the law? Because one group is saying that the House of Assembly chairman, whose tenure expires sometime June 2024, should be the one that will take charge. While the governor's angle is saying, look, there was an election, though nullified, now those guys should hand over. Now, what is the position of the law in this aspect, please?
Truth be told, if we want to be sincere with ourselves, there is no way those persons whose tenure has elapsed would now come back to take over the leadership of the local government council, as it were. It is not possible for them to come back to take over the leadership of the House of Assembly. Now, when you go back to the issue of tenure elongation, which was done by the Martin Nwala-led assembly before this whole crisis, or within this period of the crisis, you also discover or agree with me that there was also a court judgment that actually said that that particular action by Martin Nwala was wrong. And that also expunged Section 2 of the River State local government laws within that particular judgment. Now, that completely removed the issue of tenure elongation. So in River State, we do not have the issue of tenure elongation. What is proper in the circumstances that is the HLGAs, which happens to be the highest ranking civil servant at the local government level, should naturally take over the administration of the local government. Just like we have talked about the issue of the ministries, where there are no commissioners, the permanent secretaries in charge of each ministry should continue with the leadership of the ministry, as it were. However, you know, the challenge we have is that there are lots of politics going on here. The Supreme Court has also stated clearly that has also abolished caretaker committees for local governments. Exactly. So in circumstances where we do not have elected local government officers, are you now saying that we should go back and bring back people whose tenures has elapsed and restore them back to continue leading us as local government officers? For me, that argument does not actually follow. It does not follow. The natural thing is that the highest ranking civil servant should continue in that particular light as the head of the local government, should continue in the administration of the local government till an election is conducted. Because we cannot be saying that people whose tenure has elapsed should return back and continue with the House of Assembly, with the local government duties as local government chairman. It will be wrong to have to actually do that. Because on what mandate are they standing?
There was an attempt by President Tinubu to offer political solutions to the crisis in Rivers State, but Governor Fubara failed to, honor the agreements made or reached, and dismissed the peace deal brokered by by the president as insignificant. Do you agree that this was a turning point where the situation escalated and became difficult to resolve?
Well, beyond that, there are lots of indices playing out in all this, and I think some persons got critical with the reason why we have this situation and that challenge is some persons got critical with the position of the president in that out of the about 8 points that were laid out. Out of the 8 points that were laid, it was about 7 of them was against the governor, seemed to have been against the governor, while just one was in favor of the governor in the circumstance. And when you look at it, some persons had raised up the issue of bias with respect to that particular agreement. And the governor also looked at it from that point of view. I haven't looked at it from that point of view.
But he was not coerced to sign. He signed it, which means he was in agreement with the...
Sure.
So why would we insinuate?
Sorry, hold on. Should we be talking about the interest of the governor or the interest of the people of Rivers State? I just want to clarify that.
No. See, this was actually a political solution. And if the governor decides to take that political solution without consulting the people, that becomes his own problem. And when that issue came up, I was one of those who had said that, see, Rivers people are not bound by it. The governor can be bound by it to honor an agreement he has reached with the president and his political mentor. But Rivers people are not bound by whatever agreement they have reached. We're only bound by the laws of this country and nothing more pretentious. That's what we are bound by. So if the governor failed to continue with the agreement he has with the president, as well as his political mentor, then that becomes the issue at that particular level. That becomes the issue because it is purely a political issue. It is purely a political issue that has no bearing on Rivers people, because Rivers people were not also consulted when they took that political solution. None of them consulted the Rivers people. So for us, whether it became the turning point or not, it is not much of an issue for us. What is an issue for us is that we want a peaceful state. We want them to resolve and get us a working state. Because today the state is not working as it ought to work. And that is where the problem is.
Okay. For the state to work the way Rivers people want it to work, can we also take into consideration what Speaker Nwala said yesterday, that they realize that there are lacunas in the law as to who should be in charge of local government administration now, and they said they're going to make consequential adjustment to that. Now, if such adjustment is made and the tenure or elongation is granted, will it be binding in this instance, considering the fact that the governor has said administrators should take charge?
Sorry, I think I missed the question along the line.
Yeah, the speaker had said that they observe some lacunas in the law and that there's going to be an amendment to it. I think that is in respect of who should be in charge of the local governments. Now, if such amendment is made in the next couple of days to undo the powers of the governor to give directive for who should be in charge of the local government, how do you think the state will move forward, considering that possible resolution by the House?
Now, that brings us to the question if those type of laws can act in retrospection. That's a big issue. Can these laws now act in retrospection in the circumstance, in the issue as it were? And if you think that that is actually a lacuna of who will take over the local government administration in December, what has been the practice before now? See, I think at this point, we do not need all these issues. At this point, what we need is for the Rivers State House of Assembly leadership, as well as the governor, to sit down, a proper solution to the challenges we have right now in the state, and think of how to conduct a fresh elections. And not this running battle we are having currently. This running battle is not going to help the state. If a law is being passed that states that the Rivers State and provides that so persons would have to be in charge of the local government where there is nobody, where there are no elected officers of the local government. Now, the question is, does that law apply immediately? Having had the type of situation we are having at this point, it will only create further issues for us as a people. It will only create further crisis. And we will now have situations where we will see the burden of councils like we have seen before. So to avoid all these things, I don't think that is the proper channel to go at this point. To avoid these things, I think what is important is for the House of Assembly leadership to look for ways, sit with the governor, and to resolve this issue. Unfortunately, I would have called on some of the elders in Rivers State to intervene in this particular matter as the Supreme Court has given judgment. But as of today, we don't have elders who are unbiased. All the elders in Rivers State today are biased. They have all taken sides. So those who would have naturally called them to order can no longer call them to order because they have all taken position in this crisis. And this position has not also helped us. So we are in a delicate position right now.